Hi everybody, I'm Linda. I'm the Group Fitness Director here at HealthQuest, and I'm here to introduce you to BodyPump. Okay, BodyPump is a strength training class. It's actually, they call it strength endurance, put to music. It's a Les Mills program. You come in, you get your equipment, you set up, and the instructor will take you through 10 tracks that hit the major muscles of the body. And the equipment is in the hallway right here next to the pulse room where most of the classes are. When you get set up for class, you get a bar, and then there's 3 different size weights. So you get a large, a medium, and a small, and they fit on the bar right on the end, and then there's a clip that you put on that holds it in place. Okay, and then you carry the bar this way, you can carry your extra plates in. Each person gets a setup, which is a small, medium, and large, which is about a little over 10 pounds, 5 pounds, and this little tiny one is about 2.5 pounds. Okay. You also need a step, which is on the other side of the hallway. Just bring a step in. It's not mandatory, but we use it when we do our tracks where we're lying down on the floor. There's also mats for your comfort so that you don't have to sit directly on the mat on the floor or the step. Okay, we're going to go down now and go through the basic movements so that when you walk into class, you have an idea of what's going to be coming. Okay, your basic standing position for BodyPump will be with an overhand grip with your hands, your feet right under your hips. Thumbs outside your thighs, you stand up nice and straight with your shoulders down and back, bar right next to your thighs. Now there's a good example of how you don't put how someone didn't put that would be me. Clip on properly. So make sure you're clipped in that way. There we go. Okay, so here's our starting position. Okay, we want to make sure that our hips are even right over our ankles so we're not leaning forward or leaning backward. And I'm going to go over the basic movements. Your first track is always going to be a warm-up track. So it's going to be a lighter weight for you. Okay, some of the movements we do in warm-up, we'll be movements you see later on in the workout. So the first track after warm-up is squats. For squats, you can put the bar on your back, the upper part of your back, on your traps, off your neck. Your feet are a little bit wider in a squat position than the start position, which is under your hips. Your toes point out, think of it as 10 and 2 if you have a clock. Okay, that's not a digital clock. Okay, and you're gonna sit back into your heels, so your weight's on your heels, and you're gonna come down. The lowest we go is thigh parallel to the floor. So from the side, my back stays straight, you sit down and come back up. Your options, if you don't want the weight on your back, is to keep the weight out front and use it as for balance. You can also hold a plate, either one plate across your chest, this way, and do the squat, or you can hold a plate in each hand and do the squat. Okay. The second track we do is called the chest track. The chest track, we have a variety of movements. Most of them will be down on your bench, and you're gonna sit and you're gonna take your bar. Now the weight selection, your instructor will always tell you. Your warm-up weight is a lighter weight. Your squat weight is double or triple your warm-up weight as long as you have form. Your chest weight, because your chest is a bigger upper body muscle, will probably be somewhere between warm-up and squat weight. You're gonna lie back, feet down on the floor. Your bar is directly over the middle of your chest, your hands are wide. You're gonna come down till your arms look like goalposts and then push back up. Okay, so the movement is there right over the middle of the chest, not way up here over your face. You're gonna make sure that your abs stay contracted so your back doesn't move up and down. Okay, some of the other movements we do in the chest track, we do pullovers. It's a closer grip where we go over and keep our arms bent and come back in, so you can try that. The arms are close in this one. And the other thing we do in the chest track down on the bench would be flies. And with flies, you're going to take 2 plates, usually a medium-sized plate, your hands. You can put your thumb right through the holes and then hold on to the end, and then you're going to lie back again. The weights are directly over the middle of your chest. The elbow stays slightly bent. You come out till the weights are even with your body. We never drop our arm lower than our body, and you squeeze in. Okay, sometimes we do it this way, same as you would do with the bar, okay, but that's your fly. Other exercises you might see in the chest track would be push-ups, which you're probably familiar with. Okay, the third track, the fourth track we have after warm-up would be the back track. This one probably has movements that people are the least familiar with. So we're back to our starting position with thumbs outside our thighs, feet directly below our hips. The first thing we're going to do is a dead row. So with the dead row, you are tipping from the hip, so my back stays straight, the bar goes down to my knee level, and then I stand back up. So from the side, it looks like this. The bar is close to my body. You see how my back isn't rounded or arched? It's nice and straight. When you come back up, you squeeze up, and what happens is your hamstrings and glutes have to bring it back up. So the movement should be like you're shaving your leg with your ball. That's how close it is. It shouldn't be hanging out. Okay, the next thing we have, that's a dead lift, a dead row. We come down to the knees, we pull up, we drop down, and then stand back up. A big thing to watch when you're doing this is to make sure when you stand up, you don't come past neutral here and you're gonna go this way. Okay, some people when they start getting momentum will come up and do this, and that's not good for your back. So we want to make sure the movement, we go down, we pull, drop down, stand right back to where we started. We sometimes triple those rows, so we'll do 3 down here, and those pulls will work your lats, and then come back up. The other big movement in the back track is going to be what's called a clean and press. Okay, a clean and press, we're going to bring the bar up. This is called an upright row. So the bar is close to my body the whole time, so all it does is come from here to here. Once it gets here, you are going to use your legs to tuck the bar, bring the bar up at the top and tuck the elbows under. You're going to drive the bar up using your legs and your arms. Then you're going to catch the bar again. Here's the important part. You're going to flip the elbows over and lower the bar down. What we want to avoid is throwing the bar up this way. So the bar has to lift this way. We catch, we press, we catch, and this one we press over and drop down. The big thing you're going to see people here is to let the bar drop. Then you can see what it did to my back there. So the entire movement from the side, the bar never goes more than 1 inch from my body. So I lift, press, catch, come down. Okay, so that's your back track. After back track, we have triceps. So for the triceps, we have a variety of movements. A couple on the bench, a couple kneeling, or you could do them standing. A kickback is a movement where your arm is parallel to the floor, whether you're down this way or if you're standing. But if you look, it's parallel to the floor. When I kick the back arm back, it goes back to straight. This part of my arm stays still. When I come back to 90 degrees. I don't sway. So the movement looks like this. Sometimes we do it adding in a row with it. And again, a lot of times we do this down on the floor. Another movement we do in triceps would be an overhead. So you stand this way, your arms right next to your ears. You're gonna drop the plate back, push straight up. So it's back, it's up. Upper part of my arm is still not moving. So think straight and bend or lift and lower. Okay, the last one we have is down on the bench. And it's gonna be sort of like the chest press, but our hands are going to be closer together so we focus more on the tricep. So your grip is close, you're going to come down, lower down, and we have 2 movements. The first one's called a press. You bring your arms down, you can see my arms are touching my sides now, where with the chest press, they're wide. And the other movement we have, you're going to bend from the elbows and go back. Now notice my elbows directly over my shoulders. My hands, my wrists stay straight, my hands are behind my head and I push up. Okay, so it's a bend and a straighten, and then the press is down low and press up. Okay, so those are your basic moves for triceps. Okay. Our next track, our 6th track is biceps. With biceps, we use the bar or we use plates. With the bar, your elbows are glued to your side, and you're gonna lift the bar up, chest height, a little above the chest, and lower down to straight. Remember when you lower down, we lower it down, we don't let it drop by itself. You look at it from the side, you're gonna lower down so it touches your thigh and lift back up. And we wanna avoid any kind of movements of the rest of the body. Okay, with the plates, the movement is basically you can do a hammer curl this way, same thing, my elbows glued to my side, controlled movement. And we also sometimes supinate the hands, which means we open this way. And we can do them half, full range or half range. The instructor will tell you. Okay, we do sometimes also row down here, and we go down and we'll pull this way. and come back up. Okay, basically bicep track. After the bicep track, we have what's called the second leg track, which is normally lunges. So for a lunge, your weight choices, again, your upper body, biggest muscle is your chest. You can use a little bit lighter weight for triceps and biceps. For lunges, again, your big muscle group, your lower body, you can use heavy weight, but if you're getting fatigued near the end of the class, you can use lighter weight from no weight at all. So your option is to put the bar up on your back for lunges. You can use it as a third leg. With the lunges, the most important thing is that your feet stay hip width apart and your other foot's not back behind here, so you're not balanced. So you should be able to see a path between your two legs. You're gonna drop down so your legs are 90-90 and lift back up. So again, you can do this holding plates either across your chest or down the side, have the bar up on top or have the bar out here. When you look at it from the side view, again, it's that bend. You can see how my back stays straight, knee stays over ankle, both knees are bent to 90-90. And that's your lunge track. We do also add some squats into that track so it hits the legs again. Okay, the next track, the 8th track, is shoulders. So for shoulders, again, we have a variety of movements, a lot of them with plates. Okay, and again, you can put your thumbs through the holes. For a lot of the movements, we're going out to the side. But you have to look out to the sides, and we never want to go above the shoulder height. So for a front raise or a side raise, and we do have raises where we do a combination of them, you're always going to lead with your elbows, okay, and never go higher than shoulder height. When we bring the arms out straight, it makes the lift a little bit more difficult. The weight seems a little heavy and you bend your elbows and lead, it might be a little more manageable. Okay, so we have a couple of those. That's a side raise. We have a front raise. There we have that combination raise where we do them both. And then we have what's called upright rows. So we can do them, and I'll show you them on the bar, but that looks like this. So you're out to the side and you just lift up to here. We also have overhead presses that we could do with the plates or with the bar. Okay, another move that we do, rotator moves, which you do quite a bit, is you come up to shoulder height, open, you come back down, and bring them together. Be careful when you do this not to throw the weights back. They should stay, so you see the front of the plates right in front of the room, and then stay in front of your body. So you're moving these down and up. Okay, with the bar, and we always bend our knees to pick up that bar. Your upright row looks like this. Bar to chest, elbows higher than the bar, shoulders right in line with the rest of the body. Okay, with the overhead press, we keep our hands in close. We press up, we bring our elbows back down in front. We also have what's called a push press, where we actually get our legs to help us. Okay, so that's basically your shoulder movements. You also might see some push-ups in the shoulder track, because push-ups do use that front of that shoulder. Okay? Your next track would be the abdominal track. So for the abdominal track, it's core training. So you're going to see movements like crunches and planks. You're also going to see some posterior chain movements, which are for your back, like bridges. So these we would do on a mat. Okay, and your instructor will take you through. So you'll be doing regular abdominal movement. You may be doing a little bit of an option to use your legs. They will always show you variations if you're uncomfortable doing the entire movement. Okay, the posterior chain movements you're going to see are things like bridges. Okay, and then we have both side planks, which you can always modify by putting the knee down. Okay, side planks. Or you can do it up here. Okay, and we have regular hovers or full planks that we do. Okay, the last track we have is cool down, which is probably one of the most important tracks, where the instructor will take you through a couple minutes of stretching. After each track, we stop the music, set you up for what's going to happen. And after each track, we also do stretch the muscle we just worked. It's important that you get there on time and stay for the whole thing, so that you get the most of the benefits out of the class and the most instruction, and you learn the most from the instructor. They will also be giving you cues on how to fix things and where you maybe can add some more. We're going to be launching, every couple of months we launch a new release. You'll get to see them. We're looking forward to seeing you in class. We have both outdoor classes in the nice weather and indoor classes. So welcome to HealthQuest. Hope to see you in class.